You are Locked On Rangers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Dallas, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, on another chilly night at the Great American Ballpark, it was Nate who was great for the Rangers. Nathan Eovaldi, a dominant, complete game shutout as the Rangers blanked the Reds 1-0. Here we go. Welcome into the Rangers POSTCAST, your team every day, and in our case, your team every single game. I am Jeff Biggs, longtime host and reporter. Thank you for watching Locked On Sports Rangers, your destination after every single game. You can also find us on the Locked On Rangers podcast feed. That is where you will find the outstanding work of Bryce Paterick every single day. But tonight is all about Nathan Eovaldi and his start, a dominant follow-up from the 6 shutout innings that he pitched in his first start of the season against the Red Sox. And it was just a beautiful thing to watch if you're a baseball fan. Love the offense, love the runs and all that. But when you see a dominant pitcher that is in complete control, in complete command, and can not only throw any pitch or every pitch that he wants to perfectly, pretty much, to have that command and to completely keep the Reds guessing the entire game. And here we are, not even a full week into the season. Just a tip of the cap to Nate for a great start tonight. And even more so, I'll add one more note to it. What I loved about it even more is after such a really bad beatdown last night, 14-3, the gamers, the big game pitchers, the aces, they know what they need to do. They know when they need to come back and stop the losing or get the team back on track or make up for a bad night the night before. And Nate Eovaldi did all of those things and then some. Just a complete game, dominant performance. And even one more little gem for me too, that really not for me, from Nate. I love the fact that Bruce Bochy, a lot of managers could have just, it's early in the season. No, Bruce used his gut. He trusted Nate. The pitch count was low. And I love the fact that he let him finish the game. And it was just a great win, great performance for Eovaldi. And the Rangers get their first road win of the season. All right, let's get into it as we get things going here on the Rangers POSTCAST. We got about 20 minutes, so let's make the most of it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
We are going to continue to talk about the dominant start for Nate Eovaldi. I want to hear from you via the comment crew. A lot of you are already on board. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. We'll get to your comments in just a bit. How about the only run of the game, Wyatt Langford's solo home run in the top of the first, an absolute bomb to left center for Wyatt. Hit one hard, hit a couple more hard actually throughout the game, but that was it, and that was enough, and that turned out to be the difference in the game. So congrats to Wyatt, who is quietly, he and Garcia are really kind of carrying the offense, it seems like right now. And of course, Jonah Heim had the 2 home run game. And the Rangers, as I said, they get their first road win of the season, and now they get an early start tomorrow, have a chance to get the win and win the series, and then come back home, get a little off day before getting back to Globe Life for the Rays over the weekend. But again, I love the fact that Nate was just in command, and it's just a beautiful thing to see when, just the fastball, the cutter, through the split at times, the breaking pitch, the slider. He had it all working, and I think I agree with what Mike Bassick said during the TV broadcast, I mean, there were I know the Reds got 4 hits, but man, there was not much there for this Reds offense at all. The same offense that scored 14 runs last night. So that was a complete dominant performance for Eovaldi, and good for him, man. I mean, what a great way to start the season for him. And we talk about Jacob deGrom and what he's doing, and I've said this before, when you're around a team and you're around a group every day, and I've had the blessing and the privilege to travel with teams as an everyday beat reporter, every game, home and road, and it's a different relationship when you're around the group every day like that. And these pitchers are just, they're freaks. I mean, they have a skill set that most people don't have. They're really, really smart, and they're really, really competitive. I mean, they get into it. So my point for bringing that up is just that as great as Jacob deGrom's career has been, and the Cy Youngs and the ERA and all that, I mean, right now, here in 2025, he wants to get back to that level. He wants to lead Texas to the World Series and be a part of a World Series championship team, and get to the finish line and, have big games in the World Series and in the playoffs. And so, when you get a guy like Nate Eovaldi kind of leading the way for the pitching staff, for the rotation, it's huge. I mean, just huge. And you know what? I want to give credit too for the new addition, Higashioka, and the job that he is doing behind the plate. I'm not. It's not to take anything away from Eovaldi, but catchers have they have a big role, big part too, in that they get a feel for what the pitcher is doing and what's working, what's not working. And I mean, they have a lot to think about and, keep on their plate and memory. And that's a whole other issue and skill set as well. So just a great win all the way around. Happy for Nate, happy for the 1-0 shutout. And again, they have a chance to win the series with a victory tomorrow, and we get to see hopefully what will be another solid second start for Jack Leiter. All right, quick timeout, our only timeout. When we come back, a lot of people have sounded off via the comment crew. We are going to get to your comments when we return. Hang with us. This is the Rangers postcast on a Tuesday night. All right, well, we've been talking about FanDuel, and it's that time of the year, and so we're going to keep that going with what they're doing right now. March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's 200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, and even who is cutting down the nets. We'll find out soon enough. Now, if you've got your eye on underdogs or whatever way you're going, FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props, and you can stay in the action with tournament games, and there's always something exciting to bet on. It's easy and fast, and the FanDuel app is really simple to use. When you win, you get paid instantly, no waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com, get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. And Supply House, we've been talking about them as we kick off the season. You can get your supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trade. Supply House, whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you will always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it is your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, you can use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Okay, welcome back to the Rangers postcast. The Rangers with a complete game shutout from Nathan Eovaldi, blanked the Reds in Cincinnati, a rare win at the Great American Ballpark. But Nate was great tonight, going all the way. 4 hits, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. And as Iced Big Red points out, the last time Nate threw a complete game shutout was April of 2023. And as he notes, I think we all know what this means. Red says also maybe our formula this year is to get stomped in game 1 and then take the rest of the series, a secret Bochy plan. I like that. The Real Deal says Nasty Nate said, just give me one run, you guys, and that's all I need. Yeah, I see that as well. Classic Comics says great work by Eovaldi, but the offense needs to get going. They won't get pitching like this every night. That's fair. John Crabtree says, thank goodness for Eovaldi because the offense is horrible. A lot of good comments. Keith says the Maddox, referring to getting a complete game with under 100 pitches and also a shutout. So, yep. And Maddox, for those of you that are old enough to remember, he was one of a kind with the way that he pitched, and that whole Braves staff with Glavine and Smoltz and Rocker. Joshua says, Nate the Great, let's go. Sean says, what a game. The bats will get going. Sam says, Nate is the game. Everrated, I like that. For Jamanch, yeah, I like that. Austin Paul says, Eovaldi, great start tonight. 8 Ks. Yep, absolutely. Derek Garcia says, going to the game tomorrow. I hope Jack has a great outing tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. And Keith adds that in addition to the repertoire and everything that he threw, Nate did a really good job of painting the corners. Yeah, I mean, he was perfect. And I mean, I can't say enough of just to be able to pinpoint and throw the ball that way and to have that command and to do the things that he did tonight with a baseball. It just, and the great pitchers that they're able to do. It's just nice. It's just great to see. And I don't know, maybe forgive me, if I'm going a little overboard here. I know it's only one game, April 1st. I know. But maybe it's because baseball is back and, we're just getting into the season. But, man, it just seems like it's been a while. Obviously, I'm sure there were some dominant performances in the playoffs. But, it's been a while for me anyway. I can't remember the last time that I saw a complete game shutout on the road like that. So that was very nice. I'm just and I'm happy for him because I love guys that work hard, that improve and perfect their craft and get better and take their lumps and go through adversity and come back and get better. And it's just cool, man. It's just a cool thing to see. So, hey, props to him. And yeah, the offense, aside from Wyatt Langford and his solo home run, I mean, Langford did have 2 hits, had the home run. I thought Jock Peterson, he had that big double in the first, hit that one hard. And then I thought it was impressive that he drew a walk against the lefty. That was a good at bat for him. That's a little thing, but that's good too. Josh Smith had the hit, and that's another thing I wanted to mention too. I have to, we have to be fair, but I think this is just a great point that, sometimes managers and players get frustrated with umpires, and I think tonight was just a great reminder that umpires are not perfect. And I think I wish, I mean, that most of them are good and they're fair, but some of them have kind of a chip on their shoulder. And I've learned that you have to have really thick skin to be a big league umpire or an official in any sports. But I mean, here's a case where that second base umpire, Marjorie, he was right there. I mean, right there, and he missed it. He got it wrong. I mean, he was convinced that Josh Smith was out and came off the bag, and he didn't, and he was wrong. And so I think it's good to have situations like this where the umpires are reminded, hey, you're not perfect, and you need to pay attention. And when you make a mistake, own it. Don't just when you're called out or you're doing something wrong. With all due respect, a lot of managers and a lot of good players are pretty smart. They know the game and they know what they're doing. So anyway, but yeah, the offense for sure has to get going. I made the comment going into the series. I thought the Rangers offense would really get going in this ballpark against kind of the back end of this Cincinnati rotation. I thought they would really mash, and especially coming off the Red Sox series. But I mean, it was the Reds who got the 14 runs last night, and Wyatt with the home run tonight, and that was it. So hopefully maybe day game tomorrow, that'll get everybody going. Maybe a little breather for everybody on Thursday to kind of catch their breath, and then a weekend series with the Rays. We'll see. But really, really good outing tonight, and I am really excited to see what Jack Leiter is able to do tomorrow in the day game. All right. Hey, thank you for those of you that got in. Samuel says, Nate is the game. Sean says, what a game. The bats will get going. Appreciate you guys very much. Austin reminds us that it's an early start to the game tomorrow. Yep. So be sure I will be with you after the game from my remote location where I do these shows from, but I will be with you. So hope that you can join me after the game. And again, this is what we're here for. We want you to be a part of the show. We're live. We want you to be a part of these post-game shows. So please make a habit. Join us, comment, jump in. We want to hear from you. And again, be sure and check out Bryce Patrick's podcast as well. But our final tonight, the Rangers behind a dominant, complete game shutout. They blanked the Reds 1-0 in Cincinnati for their first road win of the season. This has been the Rangers Postcast.